Okay, every computer out on the floor is going to have a username and password to get into the computer. First thing you're going to do is you're going to go to the shortcut that's on the computer desktop. And the shortcut will bring you right into the MPulse login screen. You'll be given a username and password. And go ahead and you log into the program. When you log into the program, your username and password is going to set up the default to a certain page. For mechanics, this will be the work performed, work order explorer page. Work order record, excuse me. When the work order record screen comes up, what you'll do next is you'll click New, which is you're adding a record. What will happen is that you'll see a detailed screen come up, task information. When you log in over to the left side, every work order that's in here is going to pop up or generate on the left side here in a list view. You have the maximize screen, which will actually, you can maximize it if you want to go through the list first. Explore work orders that perhaps were put in right before you got there, so you're not walking into a fire. Maybe you want to see what had happened. The way this is set up, though, you can actually customize it and add more screens. Example, see who the mechanic was that did the job. You can find personnel on here on the list, personalize it. Whether it's open, the location out in the plant. If there's the failure code, reason code, results code is also in here as well. You can view asset ID number, that way you can find what machine exactly it was. Hit apply, and that way it generates onto the list view, and you can see that without having to go into every single record and then zoom back out for the just to view it. And it pops up on here, so you can see it right away and find exactly what you want, what mechanic it was, the machine, and so on. Go back over and go ahead and minimize or put the screen back to the way it was. That way you'll see the detail screen. Go ahead now and just click New, or add a new record. You'll see this little loading sign. It pops up on here quite often. It takes a couple seconds between the screen, but still it's not too long. Your description should be something brief about what you just did, and basically the machine name possibly. So in this example we'll use, say if it was a stamping machine or a bender, let's use a bender as an example, even though most plants do the fabric, foam and fabric, but we'll say this is just an example. Actually, let me see what database are we using. We're using TBMKs, so we can go ahead and I'll use a different example. Say KNAP up at number 1. Something brief. The little icons on the screen now, you have like an add, a replace, a delete, take off, or jump to the selected record, so you can see details and then details also. The asset details here is going to be your failure, results, repair codes. So that is something, once you select your asset or machine that was worked on, then you'll select details to add in those. General tasks always defaults for any type of work performed reporting. So you'll come over to the comments section and you enter in your comments. We'll go ahead and see work order type, corrective work order group. I need to fix that, add more in there, looks like. You'll get a list of all these as well on a sheet of paper, a hard copy, so you can have it right there as a reference and you know what to select. These are all predetermined in a meeting by all your plant managers back in December of 2009, so all these codes will be in here. Work performed report for reporting. Your due, you select today. We'll go ahead and select September 10th. And fine. Go to your task information screen. Go ahead and now you want to hit replace just because it defaults to a blank one here. Again, you can customize it more, or if you have here, you can go down, you can see there's 108 records total, 1 of 6, so I can do, you see 20 at a time. Let's go ahead and put 108. You can see them all. You see it's loading up here. Now you can scroll down and see them all. And we say CNAP oven number 1. So CNAP is in headliners. Exactly, I believe so. No, it's door assembly CNAP. There we go. CNAP, flex oven, front oven, rear oven number 1, a rear oven number 1, and hit link. And it puts it onto your work order. See, it says loading up here. Give it a second. There we go. So kind of copy this too. Tasks. Okay, so obviously you didn't generate. You want to hit link personnel. You're going to find yourself on the list when it generates. Again, let's see, 1 of 22, 20 per page. Let's make it 22. So you can see everybody at once. You don't have to scroll through pages. Let's see, we'll pick Brett. There we go. Link. You see it's loading at the top here. Let's give it a second. Right. Use any equipment. You go to link. Use inventory. One thing about this though, and it's being set up still. As you can see, there's no data to display. Well, there's about I think there's 1,400 pieces in here right now. Actually, another plant I saw has 2,800 pieces entered in. So what will happen is you'll need to go through the setup process and link the equipment to the machine. Right now there's 1,400 pieces in here, but none of them are linked to the rear oven number 1. It has to be linked to rear oven number 1. That way only the parts associated with that asset will come up. You'll find from the list, you hit add, and your inventory will be updated automatically. Then you hit link, of course. Once you're done adding all the information in, say here's rear cap oven number 1, go ahead and go to the detail button, pop up asset details. These will be generate, a lot of these will set up cost center system process should be automatic based on what you linked to the machine itself, and that's still being set up in the initial setup. As far as codes go, your failure code, say example, maybe there's no power, your reason. Well, yes, vandalism. Say if a forklift ran over a power cable or swiped it and destroyed it. Repair, replace and repair defective part. And results code is it's over 100% return to service. Downtime you can enter in manually, say 23 minutes. You're not going to do meter based right now, so you don't have to enter in a meter. If your group leaders or managers wish to roll this section out, then you can do that as well. Meter base is more practical. It just takes longer. Time base is something that you can start out with for all your PM schedules. But later on, if you do meter base and enter in meter readings every time, then you can run reports and show that how many cycles, 250 cycles, the machine broke a belt. And then again, at around 502 cycles, the belt broke again. So you can start to see a pattern on the meter readings, and you can see that around every 250 cycles the belt's going to break, and instead of causing downtime you schedule a PM to go in and replace it. The only thing is now with meter base and time base is you actually schedule a time to go in there, and so you'll have to monitor the meters unless you can associate that back and forth with the time if it's consistent, which usually because of downtime or with your operations on weekends or holidays, it's hard to follow that, so time base is what everybody uses pretty much. So anyway, then you just hit save. There you go. You have your details in here, so later when you run a report and you want to say, example, you want to see on your failure codes, reason codes, whatever, QC functions right here, reason code, you want to see what's causing a lot of the problems, just in case there's a defect or an outflow of a certain workstation. And this can indicate that you get a lot of, say, vandalism or a lot of misalignment, operator error. These can help you eliminate some of your root causes too for quality. Media, financial, not necessarily. Media is whenever you want to link other outside files like drawings, and then comments. When you click on the screen, it's automatically going to generate the date in your name. Go ahead and make a brief comment. This is actually the mechanic side of the story, because if something ever happens, you go back and look in history, all you have is production downtime sheets that will state why a machine was down, how long it was down. So now here's another second opinion or a different opinion of why the machine was down, and especially if you see that an operator or something you can foresee is happening, like this is an example, like for our QC department, what we did one time. It's very important if you do a countermeasure to install a sensor, you got to have a guard protect it too, because your sensor will be worthless if it keeps getting destroyed, and if somehow it's not linked to the PLC or, properly. And then when it happens again, and you've had that countermeasure already in place, it doesn't make you look very good. It makes your customer even more angry. So very important to put down if you see something. You don't have time, with your schedule. This is going to take job example, fabricated guard, and install it. You're going to need the line down for one, so you can't really stop the line, keep it running, and you're going to have it scheduled during downtime. So it's important to make sure that it does get scheduled yourself, or like I said, you advise your group leader, either your group leader or the group leader on the line. Make sure everybody's in the loop and everybody's on board and knows what's going on. So anyway, that's pretty much it. It generates automatically. You have your little save sign here, but it flashes every once in a while because it updates by itself. And you're done. You can go ahead and you can log out. Right here, the log out button. And you'll see your record will be in there. It's already over here to the side, work order number 4. It does stay open. And the close button will close it, but close it out completely and go in history records. Only your group leader will be allowed to do that. And then we can go over this more in detail. Log out of the screen. And that is it. You close out that tab. And we're done.